Hey guys, hope you're having a good weekend. Free thinker. Wait a minute, I'm calling in because I already know what you're doing here. I remember because I already know what it's gonna be, but I will probably catch the replay and essay the heck out of this. Love you. I love you too. Oh my goodness gracious. Everything I share is for educational praise purposes only, just to bring awareness, and we can talk about it later. Okay, let's go. Hopefully my internet will let me be great because right now it's tripping. Let me see if I can do this. We'll see. Let's hope y'all can hear it. Let me know if you guys can't hear it, because, you know, I be tripping sometimes. As the government stays shut down, here we go.
What we do is we watch these scenes unfold in real time. We watch them along with you. And right now our understanding is that officers are working to disperse this crowd. In fact,
can y'all hear it or no? Let me see.
Officers move forward, demonstrators and some of the media members. It appeared one of the officers had talked to one of the demonstrators and asked him to use his microphone to tell the audience to disperse. He didn't want anybody to get hurt. So I'm going to stick with this. Unclear to me if we will see some sort of dispersal tactic imminently here.
This is what they call a peaceful protest, y'all.
Line of officers slowly making their way, pushing the line back. Some of those demonstrators you saw getting right up in the faces of the officers.
There's nothing peaceful or lawful about this protest. It's insane. Oh, do I have a comment up? Shoot. Oh, no, I don't. Sorry. I don't know what happened to the volume, but let's see if it's coming back.
Broadview is about it's just outside. It's on the outskirts of the Chicago Metro. You're driving from downtown Chicago. We're talking about an hour drive west.
Clearly, they want those ICE agents to do something to them to make it seem as if they're the victim here.
This has become a hub of protest activity at the ICE facility in Broadview. We've been watching as this line of officers has been slowly moving this crowd back, including our video journalists on the ground. Those just tuning in, for the past 15 minutes or so, the officers did make an announcement to the group saying, you need to disperse now. They even asked some of the demonstrators with microphones to alert everybody to disperse now because they don't want anybody to get hurt. And seen some of these protesters get up in the officers' faces while we've been watching this live. I don't have direct communication with the video journalist on the ground, but I can say that this is a live feed and our boots on the ground are doing the best job possible to move around this scene and get a vantage point from as many different parts of this crowd as possible. It does appear there are at least two different law enforcement lines as this passionate crowd continues to yell at the officers. It's not protecting your service. Stand down.
Look at that. That is crazy. Well, they got what they were asking for.
General Assembly has declared they can't arrest these demonstrators, and they repeated that line multiple times while we've been carrying this live.
Mayor's executive order, which gives us the right to protest until 6 p.m. Please stand back, step back, and stand down. You're creating a volatile situation. You're aiding and abetting crimes.
Some of those officers have those plastic handcuffs, the flexicuffs, in case they do need to detain anybody. A number of these demonstrators have gas masks on. That is one of those less than lethal dispersal tactics that we've seen at almost all of the protests that have looked like this, that have gotten tested.
Hey, you guys, I see you. Sorry, I was into this.
Gas to be deployed. Now, for a moment there, the line of officers was pushing the group back, but the group refused to move back. And that's why we saw that brief skirmish. Officers working to disperse what has now been declared an unlawful assembly.
Scarface, they don't have the right to do this. This isn't peaceful protesting, okay?
This makes no sense. You're exacerbating this situation in a way that violates our First Amendment rights. We have the right to protest. We have the right to bear witness to this crime scene. You are aiding and abetting the crimes that the federal agents have committed. Two federal judges have found that their conduct was illegal and unconstitutional. If you don't step out and stand down, you're subject to a citizen's arrest for aiding and abetting. Please step out and stand down. I'm giving you a lawful order. I'm telling you, you will be arrested. You will be subject to a citizen's arrest if you don't step out and stand down. I'm giving you a lawful order. Please stop now.
Don't be aggressive. You're not doing anything. We are not doing just here. Just walk here. See? Everything's okay. No, let's use the word. You guys are too emotional. Let's use the word. What else do you want us to do? Let's use the word. Don't be aggressive. Like that. Don't be aggressive. You guys are grown. Ask me. I'm going to come out there. Don't need to be
is about all of us.
This is some scary stuff. What did he do to the fly? This is crazy. I should have said viewer discretion is advised. Some of this is hard to watch. I live in a blue state.
For those of you who've been watching, this has been a developing situation for the past hour or so. We've been taking it live now for about a half hour. And within that half hour, we've seen officers warning that they're about to make efforts to disperse the crowd. We've seen them do that on a number of occasions. Shortly after, they warned the crowd of the dispersal. We did see the line of officers begin to move forward and demanding that the crowd move back. In that process, we've seen a number of skirmishes between protesters and law enforcement. Largely, while the officers have moved forward, it's been some of those demonstrators that have just simply refused to move. And it's led to some of those skirmishes, and we've seen a number of people being arrested. We know they've been using those plastic handcuffs, those flexicuffs. There's been several announcements that the state police are making arrests because this has been deemed an unlawful assembly. This is Broadview, Illinois, about an hour's drive west of Chicago, downtown Chicago.
Hey, why you laughing? Why you over there laughing? Illinois State Police.
But are they allowed to do this in their own countries, or do they just come here and do it? I'm asking.
Where the fuck is the end door?
This is Colonel Owen with the Illinois State Police. This is an unlawful assembly in violation of Illinois law. You are required to leave. If you do not leave the area within the next 30 seconds, you will be subject to arrest. You may be subject to chemical agents, pain compliance techniques, or other reasonable force to effect your arrest. Leave now.
For those just tuning in, we've been watching for the past roughly 30 to 40 minutes as officers have warned this crowd several times to disperse or risk the possibility of getting injured. You heard them over the loudspeaker mention the possibility of chemical agents being used. We've watched as this line of state troopers has moved at a slow pace, pushing this crowd back. If you're just tuning in, there have been arrests. It looks like our feed may be getting disrupted. We might be having some connection trouble. We'll stick with this.
Hang on, guys. There is something. Give me a second.
Rockview, Illinois has been the scene of many protests in recent weeks.
Let's see what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I think everything I share is for educational phrase purposes.
For them to come home, but with the diplomatic and the military pressure that Prime Minister Netanyahu put on the terror organization, forced them and squeezed them to come back to the table. In addition to all of the exceptional help from President Trump to get us to this point in time, this is why this deal, this plan is different than anything else we've ever seen, because all of our hostages are expected to come back in phase one of this deal. Like I said, the diplomatic, the military pressure that Prime Minister Netanyahu took to get to this point of time were extraordinary. These achievements he was able to obtain and work so diligently at. This is why we are here. And this is why, Josh, so many families are optimistic to finally close this horrific 2-year circle and get back to living life the way they're supposed to here in Israel.
How significant is it that President Trump is visiting that region? It's going to be over in Israel, and it appears is going to speak to the Knesset there on Monday. So how significant is that move, and what does that say about the relationship there that Netanyahu and Trump do have?
Sure. Well, Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump have an incredible relationship. It's a relationship that works in coordination with each other. It's a relationship that clearly got us to this point where not only all of our 48 hostages will be coming home, but praying and hoping that we can achieve peace in the Middle East. President Trump has really helped us cross this hurdle where Hamas has been the ultimate obstacle to getting us to this point in time. With his pressure, in addition to Prime Minister Netanyahu's pressure militarily, specifically in Gaza City, we are at this point in time. And actually, Prime Minister Netanyahu invited President Trump to speak with Israeli Parliament, the Knesset, after they had a phone call once this framework was officially approved on all sides by all parties. Just the other day, they had a very warm and emotional conversation, congratulating each other on this incredible accomplishment to free all of our living hostages and our deceased hostages in the first phase of this. So, of course, this relationship is pretty much like no other relationship the United States and Israel has ever had before. The Prime Minister consistently says that the United States is one of our greatest allies, in addition to President Trump. Look at what we have been able to achieve together. And the Prime Minister makes that very, very clear. And he also thanks President Trump for his global leadership consistently, especially here in the Middle East, and all of the efforts President Trump is working towards to create peace in this part of the world.
And you kind of already touched on this, but can you break down what the feeling is like, the atmosphere right there in Israel right now, across Israel, that's maybe different from
He's trying to bring peace in the United States and other countries.
Sure. So it was Shabbat. Shabbat officially ended here in Israel just an hour or so ago. And for the last 2 years, nearly every woman that I know that's Jewish that lights Shabbat candles said to each other, whether it was on social media or to a friend or to a family member, Friday night as they were lighting candles, may this be the last time we have to light candles while our hostages are in Israel. There is extraordinary optimism from the families, from the supporters, from people who just have a conscience of feeling the empathy and having the emotions for what is taking place here. It is extremely, it's raw for Israelis, it's raw for Jews around the world. I mentioned this before, closing a 2-year circle of extraordinary pain, heartbreak, and words really don't even describe. This is the moment that we are currently in to get all of our people out. And I want to just make this clear to your viewers. Can you imagine Americans being taken hostage by a terror organization. Israelis have been living with this every single day for 2 years, living in the depths of hell, in darkness, in tunnels, by a terror organization, being starved, abused, and tortured. To know that these hostages will be coming out, it's been in the back of our minds every single day that we live here in Israel.
And my last question for you here, this is one that's also been asked a lot. Do you see this? Does Netanyahu see this as an end to the war overall? Because we're talking about phase one of the deal that does have other phases, or is this just, I guess, a step to ending the war?
No, of course. This is a plan to create peace in the Middle East. The first phase is to get all of our 48 hostages out, living and deceased, out of Hamas captivity, out of terror organizations' captivity. Phase two of this is to ensure that Hamas is demilitarized and Hamas has no part of governing the people in the future, making sure that Gaza never poses a threat to the state of Israel ever again. Taking a step like that will create peace in the Middle East. To get a terror organization out of Gaza who has created extreme harm just for their own people, the Palestinian people, and of course the state of Israel, and making sure that this peace is everlasting with President Trump. Like I said, this incredible partnership the Prime Minister and President Trump have together to ensure that getting our hostages out, making sure that Hamas is never in Gaza, they're demilitarized.
Okay, you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I will, hang on. Where are you guys at? I will be back later. There's a lot that's going on. Those protests happening right now. We got what's happening in Hamas, and praying for the country. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye bye. Hey, Barn Dog.